Hello again. Hopefully we're recording. Let's just check. Looks like we are. So we're in Modo now. Imported the same scene, so it's the same model. And what we've got at the minute, we've got a light, default light in here. And if I right hand click, we're in Modo by the way, 601. If I right hand click and go properties, that will tell us what we've got here. And we've got a direct light, and we've got it set to 2.4, which I think is the default setting. There you go. So direct light's a bit like a sunlight, so it's not like a spotlight where the light spreads out. It's like a parallel light. Gives you sort of like a sun type shading. Doesn't need to be placed any particular place in the scene. It's only, I think it's only done via direction, very similar to Lightwave's direct light, I believe. There you go. Yeah, so if I right hand click, I can change the type of light. I can change it to an area, cylinder, directional light, which it already is, a dome light, photometric light, point light, portal light, or a spotlight. There you go. How exciting is that? Right, so we're in setup mode at the moment. We're not rendering anything yet, so let's jump over into the render tab inside Modo, and it's going to do an initial render based on that. So this is just the preset materials that are inside. Let's look at materials inside Modo. I nearly said Lightwave then. That's a bit mad, isn't it? Let's go to what we're looking for. Oh yeah, materials. So we're looking for plastic because we're making like toy type things, and low gloss. And here's our materials inside Modo. Now, unlike the shadables you get inside Studio Max, these don't update when you make changes to the actual shadable. This is a library you pull from to then create your materials. So this doesn't change when you edit these. What you'll do, you'll actually see your render change, which sort of makes more sense in a way. Or apparently it does. So if we look under shader, under here, we can see if we open this up, we're looking at now. My brain. There we go. So there we go. Under here, you can see all the current shaders used inside Modo. And you basically select some polygons and you assign them to a material. So I've got my car bumper here, which is this dark material, for instance, here. So if I open that up, car bumper, and it's the, if I open that up again, it's a black gloss plastic. So I can see I've got a low one here, so I can change that. Let's change it to blue. So I click on this, click and drag. I'm just going to drop it in there. Okay, and now you'll see that the bumper will change to blue. There you go. Now we've got blue bumpers on our car. Now, interestingly, we've still got the black ones as well. We can get rid of them. Yeah, so I can switch these off, just like in Photoshop. You can actually switch off the blue ones, and then what will happen? It will look to the layer below. There you go, and go back to being black. So you can have alternates in here and just turn them on and turn them off. So that's quite good, isn't it? Yeah, and if you want to get rid of them, let's select that, and we'll select that and hit delete, and it's gone. We're back to being the black thing. So that's basically how you assign a material to it. So at the moment we've got this one direct light, which is lighting the scene up, and that's it. Yeah, so let's light it with a HDRI light instead, a image. So if I go over to, actually let's have a quick look in render. So go to render, and then we'll drag that up a little bit there. See a bit more. We can even drag it out a little bit over there. There we go. And then we can look into settings. So settings are 16 samples per pixel, blah blah blah. It's got shadows. Yep, we want to do that because we can always switch shadows off, and that should take the shadows off. There you go, and shadows on. There you go. A bit of Hank Marvin coming back. That's good, isn't it? Show my age. And then global illumination is currently disabled, not doing anything. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to go and turn this current light off. So let's go to items, and there's the light, and we'll just turn the little eye off, and it should just now, what we're seeing now is a reflection of the environment. And you're saying, where's the environment then? Well, if we look in the shader tree and we close some of this stuff down a tad, well, I don't need to see any of that, we can see in the environment we have an environment, strangely enough, which is basically blue going to green for the ground. That's why we've got this blue and green reflection happening in here. So at the moment, that's the only thing that's lighting it is the environment via the reflections that are lighting it, basically. So this is all reflective. So we want to light it with a map. So we're going to jump out of here. So go up. So we're still in materials, going to go up. And we're still in materials, going to go up. And now we're not in materials. So now we can go to environments. Bing, and we can go to studio. And what we'll use is, I don't know what we'll use actually. So what we need to do is drop this into the scene. So let's go and drop this. Let's drop that. Hang on, let's drop. What are we going to drop then? We'll drop that. How about that? Drop. Boing. And what that does, he says, it should drop it into the scene. And has it? Environment. It has. There you go. Soft tent is in the scene. It's currently not doing a lot because we're not trying to light it via global illumination. So let's go and do that. So if we press our little render button here, or render bit here, we go to global illumination and we'll hit enable. And that all of a sudden magically renders it in global illumination. That's hard, isn't it? So what we get now is a very nice looking render. It's been previewing at the moment and we are recording, so it's going to be a bit crunchy. But yeah, and it'll sort of resolve out and get a very nice render. How cool is that? Pretty cool. Now the main thing that's making it look really cool is it's modo that's making it look really cool. You might want to go and change that, thinking, I don't know, what do it look like with something else? How about we look at something else instead? So we'll scroll up to the top and we will instead let's drag that into it. How about that? Click, and I'm going to drag it into environment. Boom. Oh no, it was a load image. Oh, hang on then. So let's do that one then. Open that up. So it's now changed it to this 3-point green, and that's what we've got in there now, and that's much, much, much brighter. Yeah. So we can try ideas out pretty quickly. You know what? Let's try that one instead. There we go. So you can try whole renderings in seconds, whole different looks you can get from it. So that looks quite nice. It looks like a nice interior type of render. And all that's happening there, if I open that material slot up here, it's just swapping that out. So all I'm doing in here is double clicking this image that then loads it into the environment because it knows where it needs to go. We don't need to tell it where to go. And there you go. So we could change this out to indoor, and we can use that one instead. So double click that guy. That's going to go and re-render it again. So it's now an indoor kitchen rendering. It's rendering this out. There you go. And I don't know. What do you think? I think it's quite cool. And we have turned our light off, by the way. So we could turn our direct light back on again to add some more lighting, if you want to, or you can just go and turn it off again, or you can turn it down as well. Yeah, so we could have it on, select it, and then say, well, not 2.4, how about 1? So you have a bit of lighting happening on it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically a very, 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 very quick look at rendering. For those who have never used Modo, it's really easy, and the materials are excellent. Let's look at materials again while we're here. How are we doing for time? Oh, nearly done, but we'll be we'll be naughty and have a look anyway. Yeah, I just can't stop myself. So you can look into like glass, and we're going to glass, and some very nice stuff. It all looks really cool, and we can look into fur and animal fur. Got some fur in there, which is always cool, and hair in there, and look into fabric and cloth. Some very nice looking cloths. As you can see, there's a whole load of really good materials to pick from, like lots of. So basically all we need to learn is how to select them and load them and maybe change their colour, and that's as much as you really need to do with materials. You just use all the presets and it's ace. Simple as that. That's all I'm doing because I'm just a cheat. And that, I think, will conclude the video. I think we're done with that, and that will do. So little quick look at modo. Oh, to render it out, if you're wondering how to render it, you would go to, strangely enough, render and hit render. I'm not going to press F9 because that's actually going to stop my recording, and then that would then render out, and then you'd save it, and there you go. Oh, go on then, we'll render it, what the heck. So what size are we rendering to? Let's have a quick look in here. Go to render, and oh, that's too big. So let's make this 1280 by 800. Okay, and we will go and render it just to see how long it takes to render, and hit render. Okay, here comes the render. Horrendous, isn't it? So this is recording on a quad core, but I am recording this video as we're doing this, which is a really stupid thing to do, but it's sort of fair because we did the same with the scan line inside Studio Max, didn't we? And the ambient occlusion, so we need to be just as stupid doing it in here as well. It is going to be slower because we are doing a proper global illumination render, but it's not that slow, although it is slow with this recording. Definitely would be a lot quicker. Oh, the other thing you can do, by the way, is all your previous renders. It saves them for you. How cool is that? And if I jump to another render here, like I'll have to wait till this one finishes, but when it comes in, it will tell you the how long it took and everything, which is quite nice. Then you can just go and save it out, and that is that. So we're gonna have to wait a bit because it's doing its. This is the last pass or pre-pass, and then we'll get the render. It's sort of worth it, I think, although I think recording with it is rather stupid because it's definitely slowing it down. But you know, it's only oh, it's only 3:23 AM with a creaky chair in the background. That's not good, is it? It already looks rather good. It's not even rendered yet. It's just got the dotty version. Yeah. Let it do its thing. There we go. Bom, 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 bom. And that's still polygons. Do need to change that at some point because that's stupid. There you go. Yeah. Here comes the render. What did we do? Oh yeah, it's alright, isn't it? And this to me, pretty good. And this is the one. I think this is the one. Not sure what environment we ended up on, to be honest. Was it the kitchen scene, I think, maybe? Can't remember. So all these are just presets, materials. I think the only thing I changed, the indicators here. I think I just changed it from whatever that, it was a coloured glass or something, it was green, I just changed it to being like an orange. Still a bit too dark, but there you go. And this is a metallic paint down here, and this is just a shiny plastic, and these are like low gloss or medium gloss plastics, so I've not really pushed the boat out at all on anything. And this is polycarbonate, I think. This is just a plastic, see-through plastic. So they're all just presets because I'm quite boring at doing stuff. It is taking a bit of a time to render, isn't it? But there you go. I could just fill it with inane crap, which I'm doing already. There you go. So we're nearly there. It's getting through some glass, and then we'll be about done. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. So far it's taken 3 minutes 21 seconds. I think it would probably be about half this if I wasn't recording. I'll do another render in a minute and let you know what the next one was. Nearly done. There you go. We're done. Almost. So metallic paint takes an extra bit of to get through it, but there you go. Boing, we're done. And there is a render which took 3 minutes 49 seconds while I was recording it. So there you go. Yeah, that will do. I think we're done. Right, there you go. And we're finished. See you in a bit.